Yo! Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is the day we have officially launched Strike Lending. Borrow fiat, keep your Bitcoins. Okay? At Strike, we have embarked on the mission to help our customers unlock their Bitcoin wealth without having to sell the Bitcoin, without having to incur a taxable event. Bitcoin is nearly a $2 trillion asset at this point. That means there's been close to $2 trillion of wealth created over the last 15 years of people simply buying Bitcoin. And those people, those Bitcoiners, want access to that wealth without having to part with the Bitcoin, without having to incur a taxable event. How do I know this? Well, because every time you guys tweet at me, product requests, feedback on the product, feedback on the company, I keep them. I analyze them. I share them with the team. I've mentioned we at Strike try and be the most customer-focused company, not just Bitcoin company in the world. Take the ego out of building products for people. Who knows what our customers want better than our customers? Trick question, nobody. And so you guys have been asking for this feature over and over and over and over again, and it makes a lot of sense. This is how the real estate market has been built. This is how society has been built. People buy and invest in assets that appreciate against a debasing dollar, and they're able to borrow against these assets to finance starting a new business, to finance an emergency medical situation, to finance buying a new home. Of course, don't part with your assets. If you can, and you can responsibly do it, you borrow against your assets. And our customers are saying, why is Bitcoin different? Why is the only way I can access my Bitcoin wealth by selling the Bitcoin? And it's a good question, and Bitcoin shouldn't be different. And today on Strike, it isn't different. You can borrow against your Bitcoin. So let's get into it. As you guys know, every time we have an announcement, I'm going to make a video. I'm going to record myself very authentically, just walking through the product and allow you guys to ask questions, make comments. I read all of the tweets, obviously, and I want to make sure I'm available and we as a company are transparent with you guys on what we're doing and why we're doing what we're doing. So let's go. What is Strike Lending? Well, as I kind of mentioned, it's pretty simple. You can now use your Bitcoin as collateral on Strike to get a fiat loan, and you can get that loan instantly. This importantly means you can access your Bitcoin wealth without having to sell your Bitcoin, without having to incur a taxable event. Now, why does this matter? How does this contrast to other options? Well, first, a lot of you watching this probably already know, but in case you don't, Bitcoin's the best money in human history. It's scarce, it's liquid, it's borderless, it's divisible. It is the pristine collateral, the pristine instrument that you'd want to hold in a portfolio to grow your wealth. It's the best performing asset over the last 15 years. It's not even close. So unlike your real estate, your stock portfolio, your bond portfolio, Bitcoin clears 24/7. It's a market that never closes. It settles instantly. It can be owned by anyone, and it can't be debased. It is the best performing asset. So if you've held it in your portfolio over the last 15 years, 10 years, 5 years, you've got something like 40, 50, 60% compound annual growth, annual returns, average 1-year return of 40 to 60%. And really for me, this is the big one. For decades, the upper class, the wealthy, the rich have been able to invest in assets, buy a bunch of Manhattan real estate, buy a bunch of Miami beachfront property, and then borrow against those assets. Let those assets appreciate against a debasing dollar and benefit from currency debasement, benefit from the money printer, hoard assets, borrow fiat against those assets, and that's been the ultra-rich strategy. Why would you ever own a lot of fiat? Just pour your money into assets that do well, that are scarce, that perform against a printing dollar, and then just get a loan against them to finance the other things in your life, like buying new assets, starting a new business, having a medical emergency in your life. Don't ever part with the asset if you don't have to. That's been the strategy for the ultra-rich. The problem is that not everyone has access to getting Miami beachfront property. Not everyone has the wealth to buy a penthouse in Manhattan, but everyone can buy Bitcoin. Everyone can get access to Bitcoin. You can buy a penny worth of Bitcoin if you want. And if you can DCA your paychecks, if you can build a big enough Bitcoin position, now you have access to this strategy, which is hoarding assets and borrowing against it. I want to take an opportunity to tell this story, this customer story at Strike. So this product's been in beta for about a month or so. And the first week that we put this product into beta, I got a text message from a Strike private customer. So one of the customers that I frequently talk to and help their Strike account, they gave me a call and they said, hey, I want to better understand this Strike lending product. And if I understand it correctly, I want access to it. Here's my situation. My eldest daughter is about to have her first child. For the first time, I'm going to be a grandfather. And she's been looking to buy a home. Right now, she's in a tiny apartment. And what I want for my grandchild, what she wants for her kid, is to have a home, have the baby have its own room, have space, have a yard. I want that for my family. But I can't necessarily afford the liquidity. I don't want to part with the Bitcoin. I want to be able to retain our Bitcoin, appreciate against the debasing dollar. It's the best performing thing for us. If what I'm understanding is I can get a loan against the Bitcoin I have on Strike, finance the down payment for my daughter so that she can get this house, I keep the Bitcoin, and I just have to make sure that I can afford the interest and afford the payments down the road. But as long as the cost of the loan is lower than Bitcoin's typical performance, I should actually benefit because my asset is appreciating faster than my debt is growing. And I said, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. And this is a real customer story of how being able to borrow against your assets can entirely change a life. This guy got access to his Bitcoin wealth without having to part with it in order to finance something that he thought was valuable in his life, which was making sure that his daughter had his first grandchild in a home with space, with a yard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I thought it was a really cool story. It was one of our first lending customers. Really, really cool. So, So here's the product. What makes this different than real estate, than other loans that you get at a bank? First of all, there's no credit checks. We don't care necessarily like who you are, what you do, why you're doing this. It doesn't matter. If the Bitcoin's on Strike, you can get a loan. It's really that simple. You get instant access to the cash. So Strike benefits, we're a financial services platform. So we have integrations to your bank. We have all sorts of other features like bill pay, like direct deposit. So this plugs in really, really well to a suite of financial services that are built on Bitcoin already. So you can do, like, for example, I got a loan and I used our instant withdrawals feature. I borrowed over $100,000 and it was in a bank account, like a Chase bank account, in less than 10 seconds with instant withdrawals. You can use the cash to buy more sats if you want. You can use the cash to pay bills. So you get a financial services platform that already has a slew of features that help you live your life on Bitcoin, help you buy Bitcoin, help you interact with the traditional fiat system if you have to, and you can get these funds immediately. So it really is unlocking your Bitcoin's power without having to part with it, without having to sell it, without having to incur a taxable event. Now let's get into the terms, the important part, because I have a lot to say here. So our initial terms at launch are as follows. We're starting at 12% APR. That's 12% for a 1-year loan, and those payments on interest would be monthly. We also have another product. This is the product I use. It's 13% for payments at maturity. That means we take the interest that you're accruing and we roll it into the principal. So you actually don't owe monthly payments. You just owe us the 13% at the maturity of the loan. That's the product I use because you don't actually have to pay on a monthly basis. You just stick with the sats, you pay at maturity. I think it's a superior product, but right now our customers so far are at about 50-50. 50% likes the 12% monthly, 50% likes the 13% at maturity. We'll see. Our initial LTV is 50%. Our origination fee and our early repayment fee. Now, this is super important, which I'm about to get into. 0%. It costs 0% to originate a loan. It costs 0% to early repay a loan. This is because we plan on making this product a lot better over time. We want our customers to be able to close loans out early. We want our customers to be able to open loans with no fees. So the APR fee is the fee. There's no other hidden fees that we intend to charge. And this is really important. I'll get to it in a second. And our max loan size is $2 million. For individuals, your minimum is likely going to be around $75,000. For businesses, your minimum is likely going to be around $10,000, okay? Now, let me get into this. For individual accounts, okay, this is the supported map for today. We're only live in the U.S. for now. And within the U.S., this is who we can support if you're an individual. If you're just a person, if you have a Strike account, $75,000 minimum loan size is typical. On our website, we'll show, we have it all laid out, all the minimums, all where we support. and this is rolled out to 100% of eligible customers. For business accounts, if you want a loan and you're a business on Strike, we have thousands of business accounts around the world, you can get a loan. We're currently also only in the US, okay, and these are the states that we support. We actually support more states for business accounts today than we do individuals, and the minimum loan size is far lower. It's 10,000 minimum loan size, and we are rolling this product out today. So for those that are looking for access and you don't have it yet, it's probably because the rollout hasn't hit your account yet, but this is rolling out today and should be rolled out to all eligible businesses soon, okay? Now, if you want a loan larger than $2 million, we do support that, but right now, just not through the app. Right now, if you reach out to private@strike.me, we are more than happy to give you a loan of any size, just won't be able to do that through the app. Email us, we'll connect you with a personal representative. It'll be a white glove service. Loans larger than this, we just don't want to put it in the app quite yet. We'd rather get on the phone. We'd rather talk to you. We'd rather make sure the experience is tremendous. So if you're looking for a loan larger than $2 million today, give us an email. You'll likely talk to me, and I will make sure that this is a smooth experience for you. Now, what is coming next? Let me now spend a little bit of time. Listen, I know everyone's like, 12%, that's so high. Listen, this is a very new market. I can only give you guys the cost of how much it costs me to get the dollars. If I could get dollars cheaper than 12%, I'd give you cheaper than 12%. The reality is it takes us establishing the product, scaling it up a bit for the rates to come down. I expect our rates to come down very, very soon. We've actually been operating this product in beta, and we already have 8 figures worth of loans. We've been giving out a lot of loans. This is a very popular product just in a private beta. It's been our most successful private beta in the history of the company. So we're actually accessing lower rates as I'm talking now. This is why I did 0 origination fee and 0 early repayment. I don't want to penalize our customers that want to get a loan now if we have better rates, if we have better services and features, which I promise you we're working on today, and this is coming sooner than you think. If you want to early repay the loan and then open a new one or roll it over to a new one. I didn't want to penalize our customers for that. So our pricing and our product is built with the intent that you get to benefit as we benefit. And we are making this product better. So it was an interesting situation for me is like, do I wait to launch the product until we do get the lower rates, until we are in more markets? And it was like, no, there's already people, there's been, over eight figures worth of loans issued. This is clearly a popular product. Clearly people are using this to finance their daughter's new home, finance a new medical surgery, finance an ability to start a business. People are changing their lives with this product. So we want to put the product in the market. We know it's not the best version of the product we'll ever launch, and we'll continue to make it better. And I want you guys to know that. So lower rates are coming. Top-ups to grow an existing loan is coming. Proof of reserves-based lending. Yes, you're pledging over-collateralized loan. We understand how Bitcoin works. We understand the potential we have here. This is a new industry within the space. You have to appreciate that. I promise you, I'm working super hard, and sooner than you think. We hope to be able to give you more transparency into the loan itself. We want to remove the minimums. We want to remove the maximums, and we want to make it global. I mean, we want to be one of the only companies in the world that can give a loan to billions of people. I mean, I could have a customer in Nigeria that can just download a mobile app, buy some Bitcoin, and get a loan in USDT and Tether. How insane is that? I mean, before Bitcoin, before this technology existed, they would have to, send me a picture of their Nigerian real estate, and I'd have to assess its viability and its worth, and then give them a loan based on credit scores. No credit checks, no wait times, all automated, all technology. Buy the Bitcoin, deposit into the app, take your loan, go build a better life. Incredible. So all of this is coming. Again, it was a game of when do I announce and give this product to those that can actually use it and benefit from it versus, how good do we wait for it to be? And at Strike, we always get something that we think is valuable to the market, listen to feedback, take any criticism, any issues, and just keep making it better, keep making it better, keep making it better. And our pricing reflects that. 0 origination, 0 early repayment. So if you get a loan now, you're going to benefit from all the enhancements later. And listen, if 12% doesn't cut it for you, it doesn't cut it for you. I don't take that in an offensive manner. For me, it's plenty good because the 12% is far lower than, my expected Bitcoin performance. I'm more than happy to access my Bitcoin wealth without having to sell it. If I have a tax bill, I'd rather borrow at 12% than sell my Bitcoin. If I'm being honest, that's me though. That's me and a lot of other people. So we'll continue to drive pricing down. We'll continue to make the product better. And really the last thing I want to say is, Strike, what we pride ourselves on is being a Bitcoin financial services company, meaning we don't really monetize speculation. We're a buy-side Bitcoin firm. Like almost all of our customers are buying Bitcoin, are stacking sats. Over 90% of Strike customers are buying Bitcoin and withdrawing it to cold storage, believe it or not. And so for me, this is what Bitcoin native financial services looks like. This is how you build your life on top of Bitcoin. At Strike, you can now get paid in Bitcoin. You can pay your bills in Bitcoin. You can stack sats. There's zero fee DCA. There's free withdrawals to cold storage. It's a phenomenal wallet that supports protocols like Lightning. And now you can get a loan against your Bitcoin. You can take advantage of the best performing asset in human history. You can hoard it. You can continue to accumulate it, and you can finance your life around it. We want to be the company that makes Bitcoin the most useful to our customers. Like, name another company that's making Bitcoin more useful to its customer base than us. There are plenty other companies that are bigger and public and have been around for longer, and I get that. But maybe they're supporting a lot of other blockchains, a lot of other cryptos, and they're monetizing speculation, and they're encouraging their investors to trade. We're not. We're not. We want to make Bitcoin useful to the world. We want Bitcoin to be treated as money. We want you to think of it as a savings account that you can use to make your life better. And this is a huge feature for us. Huge feature. We're super, super proud to say, if you want Bitcoin to be useful, if you want to access its wealth without having to part with it, we're here. We're here. And we're going to continue to make it more accessible, improve the pricing, improve the product, and march on towards what we hope is hyper-Bitcoinization. So with that, I'm out. I'm clearly going to be on the internet reading all the feedback you guys have. Sometimes I tap into the customer support team and I participate in responding, hopping on the phone with customers. So we want to hear from you. If you guys have any questions, any concerns, let us know. And we plan on making this product a lot better. There's some really exciting announcements that we have likely over the next month. So stay on the lookout for those that want access to their Bitcoin wealth without having to sell it, without incurring a taxable event. This is live today to all eligible customers, and goes without saying, but we appreciate our customers getting us to this point. We appreciate those that trust us with their Bitcoin experience, that prefer Strike to make Bitcoin useful to them. It means the world to us. We wouldn't be here without our customers. I wouldn't be here without the support of the community. So it means the world. It means the world. I will talk to you guys on the internet. Much love. Be easy, and go Bitcoin. Cheers.